The earthbound crawl below, blind to the hunt above. Was a man of numbers, a servant to the page, counting every profit, trapped inside a cage. Then I heard the calling upon the mountain winds, the voice of ancient hunters, awakening within. Steel upon the talons, eyes that never sleep. Every shadow tells a story, every secret I will keep. I am the Lord of the Wings, master of the endless sky. High above your kingdoms, watching with unblinking eyes. I am the Lord of the Wings, hear the hunter's battle cry. You may rule the earth below, but the heavens belong to I. The weak all chase the sunlight, the strong embrace the height. Patient as the falcon, I strike without a fight. Every trail leaves markings, every coin leaves a trace. No fortress stands forever, no hunter wins the chase. I hear the whistle calling across the storm and rain. The sky reveals the hunted again and yet again. I am the Lord of the Wings, master of the endless sky. High above your kingdoms, watching with unblinking eyes. I am the Lord of the Wings, hear the hunter's battle cry. You may rule the earth below, but the heavens belong to I. Kings may sit on golden thrones, generals lead their armies on. Empires rise and empires fall, yet still the hunter hears the call. Feather and steel, claw and bone, the endless sky, my rightful throne. The wind obeys, the clouds divide, 1,000 wings at my side. gentlemen beyond the earthbound dream. I am the Lord of the Wings, forever soaring high. The hunter and the hunted both reflected in my eyes. The sky remembers. The sky provides. The sky decides. High above. Yo, Joe, listen up, I got a story to tell about a guy named Logan. Oh, he's so swell.
Wait, that's me.
I'm the G.I. Joe gamer, cool and witty, talking about those characters, heroes and villains. On Wednesday nights we shout, Yo, Joe,
Or Cobra.
talking about the Joe team and a Cobra tide. Yo, Joe, Cobra, Cobra. I'm here to give my G.I. Joe takes. Oh yeah, Yo, Joe, Cobra, Cobra. Joe's got snake eyes, the silent ninja in black. Quick with his swords, he'll give you a heart attack. Then there's Duke, the leader, so bold, gung-ho, always ready to fight and make those cameos. And we can't forget about Scarlet, the ultimate girl power. A fierce warrior, she'll make her enemies cower. Cobra's got Destro to supply the weapons. Cobra Commander plots and schemes, see ruling the world in his dreams. Zartan is never what he seems, and Baroness rocks that black leather outfit. Shoot you quick and slip out the back of the pit. Yo, Joe, Cobra, Cobra. I'm here to give my G.I. Joe takes. Oh yeah, Yo, Joe, Cobra, Cobra. Talking about the characters, it's a G.I. Joe thing. Oh yeah! Let's do this.
Mature content warning. On Logan's Joe Takes, strategic commentary may include strong language, heated opinions, classified references. Time to call in the Joes. Opposing forces may attempt audio interference. Logan's Joe Takes. Mission begins now.
Greetings. It's another Joe Takes. This is going to be Joe Takes 81. First time as part of Fridays from the Hill. So I hope you enjoy and stick around for all that cool stuff after. That's right. My boy Airtight just arrived today. So he's on the he's right there. Yes. Tonight we're talking about raptors. So let's look at some figures and maybe some little plastic animals. I have two of these falcons. That Raptor only came with one. And both of them managed to have the talons break off. And, you know, it was never very sturdy, but these are pretty cool. And I do use them a little bit in my On Joe Takes promo, which I'll play near the end of this episode of Joe Takes. But we're going to continue on after that tonight because this is Fridays from the Hill. We're going to have a good time. But here's my 1987 Raptor figure. I mean, look at that. I mean, I don't know why people hated on Raptor back in the day. I liked this character. I thought he looked cool. I know a lot of people thought he was funny, but I just dig it. Mine's got feet. Yeah, mine doesn't have feet. I have some other examples that I want to show you of falcons, but only one of them has well, the classified one has feet, so but another one does have its talons intact. But this figure I thought looked really cool. I mean, yeah, he's just a dude in a big bird suit, but I never minded it much. But I love the cloth wings that came with his jetpack backpack, little jetpack there. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, it was a jetpack on his back that helped him fly. He didn't come with any weapons. The Falcon was his weapon. So let me get some music going on in the background. I always forget to do that. Let's make sure it's not blaring and driving us nuts. But let's watch the skies. That's this track. Watch the skies. It might be a little too low. Get some music done. Okay. Anyway, I thought it was interesting how it just looped over his wrists so that he could raise his arms. Spread his arms out. Let me see if I can do it without damaging it because it's really old. And I am lucky enough to have the loops haven't broken on mine, and I don't mess with them. I just leave them on him, and I don't mess with the loops. But yeah, you can spread his arms out and spread the wings. It's pretty cool. Now this, you're gonna just, like I said, I'm gonna be really careful because this is frail. Okay, this cloth, it's been around for a long time. So since 1987 when I bought him. And Crocmaster, Raptor, man, when they came out, I'm like, man, I gotta have those. No weapons, dude beat up on people with Microsoft Excel. Yes, sir. Because he's a tax accountant. So yeah, we're gonna talk a bit about that and show his file card here in a bit. But I just wanted to show off this character. I thought he was pretty cool. And he flies around with these falcons. Let me see if I can let me see how I can do this. There we go. Whoa, yeah, there we go. Flying with the falcons. Okay. And now I'm done playing with that one. All right, now there was a 25th anniversary version that came out way late in the line in like 2017, 2018, something like that. That was a Collectors Club exclusive. It was a Collectors Club exclusive figure, and so I never got that one. And now it's like way too expensive to purchase. However, in 2010. They put out a line called Pursuit of Cobra that was super cool. One of the best lines of G.I. Joe they ever put out. And in that line, they had a Zartan figure. But I never saw it as a Zartan figure because it's a Raptor figure. And I think they made a Raptor figure and went, oh crap, we want Zartan in this line. And went, well, let's not actually do Raptor. But you tell me what you think. You put wings on this bad boy. And is that Zartan or is that a Raptor figure? You tell me. You be the judge. I say it's a Raptor figure. So I even remarked his battle stand and just say Raptor. But he comes with a Falcon, and he comes with the cowl just like Raptor. And then he's bald when you take it off. But I mean, that way he looks like Zartan. And he comes with he's got a couple of knives and shit that I've got stuck down in his belt. But and then it came with a Falcon that you can, with the talons, you can put it on the stand that he's got. It didn't go anywhere else on him because they were really small. And I'll show you what I mean. I'll take it off the staff here, which is the Falcon stand. And I thought it was a pretty badass little bird. And so told to me, this isn't a Zartan figure. This was a Raptor figure in the Pursuit of Cobra line. However, he came out as Zartan. His file card said Zartan. It's technically a Zartan figure. But to me, it looks like a Raptor figure. I don't know why they did it that way, but they were trying to do a lot of different things. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they weren't trying to make a Raptor figure. Maybe they were trying to do a Zartan figure different. But I don't think so, because it looks like a Raptor figure. All right, let's look at the classified Raptor. We got the box for you here. I don't have any idea why they added this name, Chip Raptor Talon. Clearly, that's a pseudonym. It's not his real name. It's a nickname or something. And then they named the Falcon General Ledger. Now, I'm a little disappointed in this Falcon, in that other birds in the line, not Polly, but Freedom, they gave wings that came off on ball joints. And you can have the wings that fly or the wings that when he's sitting at rest. And Spirit's Eagle Freedom is an awesome figure. This is just a piece of plastic with absolutely no move. Oh, well, not this. This, I'm sorry. This, the one that came with the classified, is just like that. It's just a little piece of plastic. It isn't any better than the one that came with the Pursuit of Cobra Zartan. But they named him General Ledger, and then they blinded him. They put the hood on him. Hood doesn't come off. The head doesn't move. I mean, this is just a piece of plastic sitting there on Raptor's arm. That's not intimidating, and I'm a little disappointed that they did it that way. But we'll get into that a little bit more in a bit. Let's continue looking at the box. We got this stuff that I don't really care about. This is supposed to take you to a file card and information online. It does not, as far as I can tell. Hasbro skimped on accessories. Yeah, you don't say. Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine Hasbro doing that. But yeah, I love the display they have for him here. And look, they got a freaking eagle or a falcon flying here and here and here. But did they put one in the box that's flying? They could have come with two, one sitting and one flying. They dubbed this as a deluxe figure. The only thing that makes it a deluxe figure is the wings, and I'll show you why. But I think they could have done this as a regular figure. They just wanted to sell it as a deluxe figure. There is box art, and that is pretty cool. So that is the Classified Raptor box. And now, like I said, we looked at General Ledger already. But now we're going to take a look at Raptor himself. And I think they did a really good job on this figure. So I'm not going to complain too much, and I try not to complain. I like to point out things that I like and not that I don't like. However, this kind of bugs me. I don't know why they didn't give you an attacking Falcon with a Falconer, but that's his main attack. Now, they gave you these claws with this figure that I'm pretty sure came with Storm Shadow and maybe some other characters. They don't go on his hands very well, so they have a tendency to clip inward. And maybe that was the idea, I don't know. But I don't really like them. You barely can get them in his hands, and they don't stay very well. They don't. See, as you can see, I had to really work it to get it over his hand to make it so that he could wield the claws. But it was a nice addition, but it was like, man, maybe you should have figured out if it was going to fit on his hands or not. Now his wings, I'm going to take them off because they're a lot of fun to look at, and I'll be showing them here in a minute. But he came with a knife, which is kind of cool. Give him a knife, go back in there, and then he's got a sidearm. Combat knife and sidearm should be standard issue with every character. It is not, but it is with this figure. It's got a little pistol. Let's see if I can get a better look at it. Even got a nap on it, which is kind of cool. And put it right back in the holster. And he's got a loadout. This looks pretty cool. And on the original Raptor, he did have a pistol molded on his leg, so he was supposed to have one. They don't have a knife. I'm glad they added the knife, so that was pretty cool. But this figure is pretty awesome. I love all the little details, the little wingtips on his legs, which they kind of did on the original. Take a look at them side by side here. They kind of did that on the original. Looks pretty cool. And they do have a little necklace that he wears, but that is removable. It's not molded on. It's actually, they do that quite a bit with the Classified series, and it's a nice touch. I really like it. But the cowl does come off, and you have a decent head sculpt. It looks like Nightwing or Robin from Batman. So he's got a little long bit of long hair back there. And then he's got those tats on his back, which I thought was pretty cool. And they go all the way up. So that's badass. Let's see if I can show you. They go all the way up the back underneath this. So, yeah, barely I can show you. But it does. It goes all the way. And then, he's got the straps on his chest that are painted on, which looks pretty cool. And, they made him a lefty, but he was a lefty originally. Left-handed is what I'm saying. He's a southpaw. And then you put the cowl back on, and he looks really decent. I like this figure a lot. Do I like it as much as I like the original? Yeah, I do. I had a lot of fun playing with this guy, this young man here, a young teenage boy, 17 when this guy came out and bought him, and I really enjoyed this figure. Like I said, that year, Armored Cobra Commander. Had so many cool figures. Crystal Ball, Techno Viper, Clockmaster. I'll be looking at Crystal Ball later on this month, so I'm doing a Joe take on him a little later. So that's going to be pretty cool. And I already did Crockmaster, so check that one out. But yeah, there's Raptor. Now let's take a look at the wings, because these are dynamite. Nice spread that you can do. You can fold them. This part moves. This part moves. So the playability and the posability of this character on these wings is intense. The little details, the rip wing and the CM2 on there, nice little painted details. Very, very cool. The silver wingtips, you can use these as blades. That's what it looks like to me. That's what I would use them for. This is a jetpack, so he can fly with it. It's not just a glider. It's like the original. And he's got little fans, so he flies a little differently. It does have a little jet assist, but not much, just like the original. But so he's not going supersonic or anything, but he's flying. So it's pretty cool. I really, really like this loadout of his wings. I like the original better, but it's just the design choice that they had for that. They couldn't do so. They just didn't have the, I don't know if they have the technology or what. And there's a bit of movement there, so you can really, really pose these wings really well. So it's really cool. And what I love is you could take these wings and you could pose them so that it's like a cloak, like the gargoyles did in Disney's Gargoyles, where they would wrap their wings around themselves. And it's pretty cool. So you can be like, oh yeah, I have a cloak of wings. It's pretty cool. I really dig this figure. I love the original. So it's nice to see them both side by side. And of course, the Pursuit of Cobra Zartan, who should be a Raptor figure. I mean, that's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. But that's the classified Raptor. So we can jump into talking about the character now. He did not have any animated appearances except for, I think, in a commercial for the comic book. And I've got a comic to talk about, his first appearance right back there. I'll pull it out here and we'll chat about it for a bit. Put all these over here out of the way. I didn't drop anything tonight, so I feel pretty good. All right, so before we jump into that, I'm going to play the file card video so you can hear and see some cool images, and you'll see that Raptor is an interesting character. So that's where we're at. We're watching the file card. So be right back.
File name, classified. Birthplace, classified. Primary specialty, Falconer. Secondary specialty, central processing accountant. Raptor is Cobra's Falconer and was a yuppie tax consultant who took up falconry as a pastime. He became obsessed with the avian blood sport and discovered that by breeding bigger and stronger birds and equipping them with steel-tipped talons, they were capable of attacking much more profitable game. After Destro caught him poaching on a Cobra mink ranch, Raptor joined the Cobra Legions and began work on developing a bird of prey strong enough to attack a G.I. Joe. Raptor has an unmistakable kinship with his feathered minions and has even taken to dressing like a giant bird in order to put his birds at ease. He supplements his income in the service of Cobra by training his falcons to steal jewels and other valuables from General Hawk's files. Raptor doesn't have any delusions about what he is, even if he dresses up in that bird suit of his and spends most of his time in a giant bird cage. Those are means to an end, and the bottom line for Raptor is his non-taxable profit margin. Fly hard, attack swiftly, make no apologies!
still just kind of, this is a cool looking bird, cool looking falcon. I just wish they had one with the wings spread too. That would have been even cool. Anyway, so that's Raptor. Get your tunes back on here. All right. So Raptor was an interesting character that came out in 1987, and a little later I'll play my On Joe Takes promo that has I've took some photos and a video, and it looks pretty cool. But we're gonna jump right to the comic book because this is the only media that I have that he shined in. Now he might be in the Skydance new G.I. Joe line, but his story was very short in G.I. Joe. So spoilers, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to tell you the story of Raptor. This was his first appearance, and as far as I know, his only cover appearance in the Marvel Comics. So I'm going to take it out and we'll take a look. This is the shoe button. That's the way I do things. Save on bags and boards. But this was also when when Cobra Commander was with Fred the Seventh, and he actually did wear the armor first. So it was his armor. It was built for him. And oh, we got a crankcase in here, which we did on the last Joe Tech. Pretty cool. Let's see if I can show you. And Cobra Commander, man, he just did not have any respect. He says crankcase now. That's pretty cool. I didn't know he was in this. It's been a long time since I read all these. Love this series, and I do have the full series in a big four-bound hardback books that Perv gifted to the channel and to me, so it was awesome. But yeah, as soon as Raptor showed up, Cobra Commander was like, what the heck? Why is this guy dressed up like a bird? He's a nutcase, right? What's he doing running a loose without a straitjacket? So that was Cobra Commander's impression, and probably Larry Hama's too. But it turned out that Raptor was pretty smart, and he actually followed the Joes back to one of their bases in San Francisco. He trailed them with the Falcons for days, and he was dedicated to it, you know. And he was with Cobra and Fred for a while, and even saw the Pogo in action when Cobra Commander. Fred unveiled the Pogo, and Cobra Commander attacked with the Cobra Pogo, which I never got because I thought it was a ridiculous vehicle back as a kid. I wish I had picked it up. It was pretty cool. But this issue does have one of my favorite G.I. Joe vehicles, the APC, in very good detail. I just dig it. And Grand Slams in here, Tunnel Rat, Outback and Tunnel Rat. I think this is their first appearance too, but this is Raptor's first appearance. Great comic. It was mainly about the other characters. Raptor was just here. But like I said, over the next few issues, he trailed the Joes back to the Presidio, which was their language training center, where they actually had a secret base underneath. And so it was pretty cool. There's a last page with Cobra Commander. Let's return to the garage. We have the future of Cobra to discuss. Because that's when he wanted to quit, and then in the very and a few issues later, Cobra Commander actually got shot in the back by Fred the Seventh, replaced him. Raptor kind of got left by the wayside for a while. Then he showed up on Cobra Island, and like I guess as Cobra Commander, Fred the Seventh, when he was disguised as Cobra Commander, welcomed him on the island because he was there for a while and didn't do much other than that. And then when real Cobra Commander returned, he ended up locking all his enemies. Dr. Mindbender, I think the original Croc Master. There were so many. He just locked them all up. Firefly was in there, but Firefly managed to escape. Zartan was in there. He managed to escape. I think Billy was locked in there too, but Billy escaped with him. I might be wrong about that. There was a lot of characters. Now, you'd think issue 109 that I showed off last time in Joe Takes 80, the crankcase, killed off a bunch of Joes. Well, Cobra Commander killed a lot more Cobras in G.I. Joe 98, which I do not own at the moment, but I do have it in hardback. So I can read it if I want to. It's been a while. You see, you got the Cobra Slam, which I did get. You got Outback and Tunnel Rat, and you got Cobra Commander in the armor, in the pogo. That's the real Cobra Commander. And that's Raptor front and center right there on the cover. And I will show you an actual pic of it if I can bring it up. It's doing weirdness, but that's okay. Okay, Fridays. Joe Takes lineup and clips. Come on, where are my clips? Yes, that's what it is. I didn't grab it, so it's in my G.I. Joe file. So I've got to go get it. I will load it up. But you know what? My take on Raptor is pretty simple, actually. I find Raptor to be a deadly opponent for G.I. Joe because he doesn't fight straight up. He sends Falcons in. And it is, if you got more than one Falcon coming in on you, it's really hard to fight Falcons, especially more than one. And Raptor had dozens that he would attack the Joes with. And it was a pretty effective weapon, if you ask me. Let me see if I can get this right here before I forget. Yeah, it's loading up. But anyway, great comic book. I love his short run. I wish Larry Hama had done more with him, but I don't think Larry Hama cared for the character much. At least I didn't get that sense. But there's the cover, closer up, and more bold, I guess, would be the word. Let me put this back over here so looking at it doesn't go take probably the Fridays too. I'll probably put it later. But yeah, that was issue 59. Raptor's first major appearance and only cover appearance as far as I know. And for me, in my head canon, in my stories, Raptor's unfortunately Larry Hama. I used the Larry Hama verse, so Raptor's unfortunately dead as well. But you know, when you write stories, you can write flashbacks like I did with Quick Kick because he died in issue 109 along with Crankcase and a bunch of other Joes. And like I said, a bunch of Cobras died in issue 98. So you know that's just the way it was. And like I said, I really love the Hamaverse, and when I write, I include that in my stories. So like I said, I wrote a movie that I did with Play Motion with the action figures. G.I. Joe Dungeons Disinformation. You can watch that. Raptor, I didn't have him yet as a classified figure, and I only used the classified figures in my movies thus far, except for one occasion, and that was with this boy right here. I had a little funny scene where I used the original action figure and had some fun with that. So now I've written a second movie called G.I. Joe Lady Blood Right that I have filmed. I'm waiting on some voices, and then I'll put a trailer, and I'll put that out hopefully sometime this summer. That would be nice. Hello, peoples. It's the Bud Files. Welcome in the Bud Files. It is good to see you. Yeah, we're finishing up a Joe Take right now, and then we'll continue with Fridays from the Hill. We're having a good time tonight. So this is what we're doing. We're just putting them all into one big show, and then I'm going to clip this as a Joe Take. So if you're watching this in replay, thank you. You'll like, share, and subscribe. We have memberships if you want to support the channel. Of course, you can super chat, and also click on the video and support us that way if you would like. We work on pretty much a zero budget, so any help we can get is fantastic. So if you enjoy our content, please do that. And that's my spill, and I'll probably have to give it again during Fridays, but that's okay. So that's my take on Raptor. Not a very big one tonight. I do have some other videos I'm going to play for you. I've got the On Joe Takes, and then I've got the outro and everything, but we'll play the On Joe Takes. I'll come back and I'll chat a little bit, and maybe I can answer some questions. So if you guys have any questions about Raptor, please put them in the chat, and I will be happy to answer them because I know the character pretty well. I know most of the G.I. Joe characters pretty well, except for some of the newer ones. But if they were back in the day in the comics, then I knew the character. So, all right. So here is On Joe Takes 81 with Raptor, and I'll be right back as soon as it's done. If I get the right video. Come on, we can do this.
earthbound crawl below, blind to the hunt above. I was a man of numbers, a servant to the page, counting every profit, trapped inside a cage. Then I heard the calling upon the mountain winds, the voice of ancient hunters, awakening within. Steel upon the talons, eyes that never sleep. Every shadow tells a story, every secret I will keep. I am the Lord of the Wings, master of the endless sky. High above your kingdoms, watching with unblinking eyes. I am the Lord of the Wings, hear the hunter's battle cry. You may rule the earth below, but the heavens belong to I. The weak all chase the sunlight, the strong embrace the height. Patient as the falcon, I strike without a fight. Every trail leaves markings, every coin leaves a trace. No fortress stands forever, no hunter wins the chase.
That song, Lord of the Wings, is pretty cool. Check it out on our Radio from the Hilt YT 102 singles playlist. Also, I'm going to play it later on in our Radio from the Hilt segment. But no, I don't normally play it during Joe Takes, but it's. I figured why play it twice. You heard it there with on Joe Takes. So apparently, I guess we don't have any questions about Raptor. Is he insane? That's my question. I don't think so. He was a tax accountant. He knew his numbers really well. And I think that this character, hey, we got Betty from Retirement Days, which we're going to be kicking over into regular Fridays from the Hilt in just a minute. After I finish up here with the Joe Takes. So it's good to see you, Betty. And we'll pop your comment up there. And we'll give you a shout out later. When Tiger pops in here, which will be soon. So, all right. So that is my take on Raptor. Now, there's not much more to say about this character because he was very short-lived in the comics. I dig it. If you don't have this character in the classified or as a vintage figure, pick him up. It's a cool figure. If you love your G.I. Joes, Raptor's a cool character. And in my boat, they did a good job at the classified. There were some things that I think they could have done a little better, but he came with a combat knife, he came with a sidearm, which I like. I just wish they could have done the Falcon a little better, and I'm not too hip on these claws that don't really fit his hands very well. So that's it. Other than that, the wings are fantastic. I love the fact that you make it look like a cloak, and I love the box art. So there you go. Raptor. Okay, now I'm going to play the outro, but after the outro, we're going to start Fridays from the Hilt. So let's have a good time and keep this a rocking. So we'll see you next time on Joe Takes. I will be posting this on the channel probably tomorrow, and on Logan the G.I. Joe Gamer channel on Wednesday. So just as Joe Takes, and we'll see you next time. Let's jump into Fridays from the Hill now.
Watch new Joe Takes live on Fridays from the Hilt. All the same G.I. Joe fun, just found a new home. Fridays are from the Hilt.
Crimson Guard with eyes on the team. Snake Eyes silent and mean, but tough to rile. Roadblock rhymes and cooks with style. Duke has the first shirt, making with a plan. Cobra Commander schemes with his clan. Scarlet sharp hits, hard flips fast. Destro's armor gleams from the past. My G.I. Joe takes fierce and honest view. Red versus blue, it's up to you. Stay a while and listen for the consumerism. My G.I. Joe's takes given with enthusiasm. Sergeant shifting sneaks in disguise. Storm Shadow's blade cut through lies. Baroness cold with her deadly aim. Shipwreck laughs, wins the game. Doc's healing hand in the fray. Flint shotgun clears the way. Major Blood's battle cry echoes near. General Hawk leads, we cheer. From the Hilt on YouTube, tune in for a day. Joe Takes to help you with your play. Let's put these characters to the test. I'm Logan the G.I. Joe Gamer, and I play it